Welcome welcome all 23 awesome fans that we have for the Pepper Pack podcast. Okay, we may have a little more than just 23 fans. At least I hope so. But I wouldn't start this show off right if I didn't have my awesome co-host. By the way, I am the random dude, Josh Donut. My brain's just today. But my co-host, the Dr. Pepper
It's not
teacher.
the random dude, Josh. I'm the Dr. Pepper teacher.
I said,
What's up?
I potato.
Yeah, I know you were having word problems.
It's been a day, but
You know what will fix that? This beautiful 12-ounce, 355 milliliter, 150 calories grenade of magic flavor.
Oh, see, I have a 20 fluid ounce, 1.25 pints of.
It comes in pints.
Oh, yeah, it says 1.25 PT.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings Fellowship?
No.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Oh, don't worry, I'll pray for you.
Our guests will know what I'm talking about. I'm
sure. But I've got Dr. Pepper and cream soda with me today. Whenever y'all listen to this, watch this. But let's start the show off right.
Oh yes.
And here we go.
1, 2, 3. I have to move my mic.
You know what's funny? The bottle is not as exciting as cracking open a can.
It can be depending on how much it was shaken up.
But then you're
how fast you open the lid. No, I don't disagree, but
so you've had quite the excitement lately.
Oh yes, my wife and I.
A different backdrop, I see.
Yeah, we finished our movie. Moved last Friday, so I've been getting everything ready. My basement movie area that I'm in right now is going to be my Dr. Pepper, Nebraska football, Manchester United room. Still in a lot of boxes. I got the glass shelves moved and put up, but I haven't filled them yet. Got a lot of wall space to figure out where I'm going to put some things. But yep, I've been doing some decorating here and there.
Nice.
But it's always fun. The new home experiences, the things that you didn't know about the house that you've discovered. You're like, oh, that's cool, or oh, that's not supposed to do that.
Like, well, or it could be two different forms of, oh, that's really cool, or oh, that's cool.
That's all it did. Oh man.
Oh. Well,
it's like when you open a can or a 2-liter bottle that you thought was brand new, but someone had cracked it open and never used it, and it's flat, and you're just like, oh.
If any of you do that, I hope you step on a Lego late at night, because that's just horrible.
Forget that. I hope someone put the Lego in your bed and you roll over on it.
So instead of Princess and the Pea, it's the traitor
and the Lego.
That's awesome. Well, what do you have for us as far as
history
of Dr. Pepper?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me get that queued up because that's what I do.
Are you sure?
No, Zach, so I'm always sure. So,
okay.
Dr. Pepper history. With me, Zach, the Dr. Pepper teacher. Thank you, Connor Clem, for this cool little graphic. So, we just got done going through all the different slogans and stuff that I wanted to spotlight. Now I want to do a flavor spotlight and talk about the different flavors of Dr. Pepper, because there was some that I remember from my childhood, but I never got to sample.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to go over some. So I'm going to start off with the real sugar. Now I have a can of regular. This is not the real sugar. It is a regular flavor with real sugar. So this actually is the way I remember seeing it, heritage package with real sugar. And I found online that this started, I think it was the Red brand company that we don't want to say their name, that when they were selling Dr. Pepper as their product, started producing Dr. Pepper with real sugar in March 2007, which would have been March of my senior year of high school. So this probably helped me get through finals. I remember drinking these in college. Yeah, I know, right? And then people down in Texas and Oklahoma that are lucky enough to have the real sugar, we'll see it in bottles like this. Josh, we found these glass bottles that are amazing.
The museum was actually kind enough and supplied us with a few of those 4 bottles, and that's what we were able to enjoy
Mm-hmm.
during our 1 year special.
But yeah, so I just like to spotlight that flavor this episode. And if you haven't had the real sugar and you're curious how it tastes, I would first tell you you need to get it. You can get it on Amazon. I think certain grocery stores will have the little 4 packs of them, or the specialty candy shops. It has a richer kick when you first. It's like I guess maybe a bite is the word I'm looking for. That sharp, rich bite of flavor, and it's just it's so good to wake you up in the morning. Who needs coffee when you can have Dr. Pepper with real sugar?
Right.
But yep, that was my favorite flavor spotlight. So if you haven't had Dr. Pepper with real sugar, you need to. There's no like maybe, or it would be kind of fun. It's change your life.
I mean, even on one of our live episodes.
Yeah, when I sent you that bottle
a few months ago, I actually got to try it and experience it for the first time live.
And it's so crazy. Like you don't think it's gonna be that different, but it just changes. It's still Dr. Pepper good, like the flavor of Dr. Pepper, but just the way you experience it.
Yeah. It's so freaking amazing.
But you know what else is amazing?
I was gonna say the Dr. Pepper we had at the museum, because that was just absolutely the best. But I was thinking our awesome guest tonight.
I was gonna say, not only was that amazing, but we actually shared Dr. Pepper at the museum with this guest.
That's true. We got
he cracked me up, and y'all thought I was a little hyper crazy.
No, well, you're crazy. But I don't know if you're epic crazy like our guest.
I'm not going to say epic crazy. I'm going to say passionate.
Passionate crazy, yes. So let's bring Jason onto the show. Jason, welcome.
Very nice.
For those of you listening to the podcast and not watching, Jason is very professionally moisturizing his lips with the Dr. Pepper lip balm.
Yep.
How's that taste?
It's good. I have one that's still sealed in the little thing too.
And that's something I don't have. I might have to get sometime.
I feel like that's something you can get like at Claire's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at Claire's every other day for the different earrings that I buy. So
I figured it for the hair accessories, Jason.
All my hair and piercing accessories. Yeah, right.
Well, Jason, thanks so much for coming onto the show. Glad to have you here. I'm glad to see you again.
Dr. Pepper while we talk.
So now we got to start the show off right. How did you become such a passionate fan of Dr. Pepper? Tell us your Dr. Pepper story.
So my backstory fast is that my mom, I'm the firstborn in my family. My mother prayed for her first child to be, to have a passion for something and to be passionate in life. And so she has
and
perhaps brewed God over abundantly poured out his will upon that. It's not just with Dr. Pepper, but with the other things that I like. But with Dr. Pepper, it really didn't start till I moved to California in 2002 and started going to In-N-Out Burger more frequently than I had been previously when I lived in Arizona.
Or love In-N-Out.
Love In-N-Out. It's one of my favorites. And my best friend Patrice, who I met while I worked at Disneyland in California, she grew up having Dr. Pepper because her grandpa was from Texas. And so he always had Dr. Pepper in the house in California. And so I sort of inched my way in that way. And while you can get another soda at In-N-Out Burger, Dr. Pepper was something exciting. My friend Patrice always got it. Why not try it? And then I just became addicted to the I like the taste better than the other sodas anyway. And then the real big kick was when I went and spent a year in South Korea. And if you've never spent a good deal of time away from your normal, obviously if you go on vacation to, Denver, you're not at home, but you can find the normal things that you love. But when you are far, far, far away from home and you can't get the simple pleasures like Honey Nut Cheerios and Dr. Pepper and nacho cheese burritos, you know, or it takes extra effort to get those things, you appreciate it more. And so in Korea is where it really solidified.
So you were able to find some?
Yes.
It was just difficult?
Correct. So the other red soda that's very famous in the world is everywhere and is easily accessible, and that's great. But Dr. Pepper didn't have a bottling plant, at least at that time, in Korea. And so I would have to go to Costco and get a case of it. And that's fine because there was a Costco in Korea, which was amazing, but it was clearly shipped over from America. And so with that not having a car, because I don't have a Korean driver's license. I think
you told us the story at the museum.
I had to carry the cases onto the train, which took us to the bus to take me back to where I, lived and worked. So it became a passion project.
That's dedication, and I admire that.
Absolutely. And so that's why I say that's when it bloomed and blossomed into what it is now.
I like it.
You know what else is blooming and blossoming? Is internet connections.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh.
Potatoes. That's awesome. So taking that passion, how did you come to find out about the Pepper Pack?
I was working in the mailroom in Arizona. That was my job at the time. And I happened to wear some burgundy maroon pants that day with a burgundy maroon type shirt that day on purpose. I mean, it matched. And then I went to work. And as I often did, when I got frustrated or when it was lunchtime, I would go upstairs to the kitchen area, and we had all these items of food and treats that we could buy. And I would buy the tall can of Dr. Pepper.
Which tall boy.
I love those. The tall boy, sure. And
whatever you want to call it.
I just call it my sweet, sweet, sweet one. And so
oh, little sweet. You got some competition. That was nice.
Yeah. I would then I would have it to drink. And someone mentioned, hey, you're sort of matching with it. And so then I took a photo and put it on Instagram, tagged Dr. Pepper with the comment was, when you match with your favorite drink.
Shut your mouth. And a new go, guys. We're getting a new
how they found me. Why are you so upset?
You're a jerk. Eat my pizza.
Okay, so here's
why is he mad?
So he's mad because the moment you
I'm
said
not mad. I'm hurt.
Oh, okay.
Hurt.
And I posted it on Instagram 9 out of 10 times during this point of the interview. Every guest we've had has said, and Dr. Pepper reached out to me and said, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And so I'm willing to bet
I had to find Dr. Pepper rather than Dr. Pepper finding me, and it hurts.
Yeah, and so I laugh every time that's kind of where that process goes because I know what's coming. And it's more of a long-running joke and kind of a jab at Zach.
Yeah. So, Zach, you're saying that you had to dig toward them. They weren't interested in talking to you?
No, I didn't. When I found out about the Pepper Pack,
right?
That was me. Josh, shush your mouth. I applied for the Pepper Pack and had to wait like 6 months before I got in.
Oh, same with me.
Well, there's been guests that Dr. Pepper reached out to them and said, hey, you should apply for this.
Yes.
So Dr. Pepper contacted you versus me having to contact them.
Got it.
But I forgive them. I'm just a little jealous because
okay,
I really like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's the same old thing, which is Dr. Pepper says, if you like Dr. Pepper as much as we think you do, you should apply to be a member of our new brand ambassador program. And I was like, I'm going to do that. I did it immediately and did not hear for 4 or 5 months. So I hear that. But when that box came in the mail,
Oh yeah,
I had
I
to
couldn't believe it.
change my pants.
So, do you recall when you were officially accepted, like when that email was sent, or was it when the box showed up that's when you knew?
8:02 a.m. September 11th, 2017 or 18.
Mine was in the summer of 20. I'd have to go back and look at that post that I made because it was probably in March or April, and then July or August perhaps I got the box, because then I got a birthday box because my birthday's in September, so I still have my popper things from it.
Oh
Yeah, I've never my poppers either.
Yeah,
yeah.
I keep it in my old timey Waco Dr. Pepper Museum before it was the Institute, with this dog on it. This is what you got. This is what you got when you went to the museum and you wanted to try the hand poured or the original.
That is beautiful. You have two of them, right?
Nope, I have this one.
I wanted the second, but you don't have one.
No, I have kept that for. I mean, that was probably 15 years ago. So
was that your first piece of collection that you started? Was that cup,
probably true? Yeah, because I wouldn't have probably even had a T-shirt at that point.
Okay.
So this was just because I had been here to Waco. Now, those of you watching or listening, if you don't know, I live in Waco. I moved here in November of 2020. I'd never lived in Texas before.
And those of you watching or listening, if you happen to work at the Dr. Pepper Museum, Jason needs a good job there because he would be an amazing tour guide, or not a tour guide, but like whatever, a researcher, entertainer, all around commercial person.
Yes.
Hire him.
I would be very good at it. I have applied, but this was when I visited visited Waco because my sister had graduated from Baylor. So years ago, that just was a fun little thing. I'm glad I kept the cup.
Yeah. So what was it that, now that you live in Waco, what was it that drove you to want to move to Waco? Which, let's be honest, it is the mecca, the home of Dr. Pepper.
Correct. I mean, I'm an adult, so I didn't say I'm moving there because the Dr. Pepper Museum and Education Institute is there.
I would have said that.
That was a very easy thing to sell me on it. I moved here to be closer to family, so I'm right in between family that's south of Waco and family that's north of Waco. And I thought, well, that makes sense. There's an In-N-Out burger in Waco. I love that. That will help me out because I don't know anyone here. So I can at least have a taste of something that I adore.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made sense. In-N-Out, close to family, and the Dr. Pepper Museum. It was like a no-brainer.
I enjoyed Waco, for the time that we were there. It was nice town.
Well, how big is this?
Couple areas that I was like, there's a little sketchy, but
Oh, for sure. The cities that you guys live in, would you consider them to be big cities or very small towns or somewhere?
I grew up in a big city, but I don't know how big the city is.
I would say where I live is bigger than Waco, but not by much.
So, I mean, I moved here from Phoenix.
Utah is kind of you've got one city very similar to Phoenix where you've got like a blob.
Yes.
And you've got different cities within that blob.
Correct.
So Utah County, where I'm at, is very much that same way, a lot like Maricopa County.
Well, I mean, Phoenix is like the 5th or 6th largest city in America.
Oh, yeah. Phoenix is huge.
And so coming here from there, huge difference.
Yeah.
I wanted this smaller town, calmer feel. But
the city I live in now, there's 390,000. So I don't know how many people are in Waco, but Waco's probably considerably smaller, but that's okay.
I think so.
Yep. But Jason, another question that we usually start the show with and ask, what is your favorite way to consume Dr. Pepper? Like fountain drink, bottle, can, Ivy, gummy bear.
I like a can, honestly.
And then I've had some people tell us they like them room temperature. Are you a room temperature can or chilled?
No.
Yeah.
I put it in the freezer if I can, or have it on ice.
Mhm.
It has to be very cold.
Mhm.
Oh yes.
I just like it better that way. So
It's the best way to have it, honestly. You crack that can open, and you have the carbonation kind of escaping, but it has that almost like that smoke effect coming out of the can.
yeah, I like to slow pour from a can into a glass of ice.
Now,
So
Jason, when you say
Yeah.
slow pour, do you know, like, my can here is a wide mouth can.
Uh-huh.
If you pour straight down like this, you get the kind of the bubble. Do you know about turning it sideways and pouring it?
No.
I thought this was the craziest thing. So rather than pouring like this, turn your can sideways and pour it. The wide mouth allows more air to come out,
Uh-huh.
so the stream is like smooth.
Okay.
It doesn't just chug.
I'll try it after this talk that we have, because I'm going to have a late dinner and I'm going to have a Dr. Pepper, because why not? Right
Well,
now
I
I'm
mean-
having water in my Dr. Pepper. I got this set before I left Arizona. I found somebody selling. These are, what are they, 10 ounce? No, 16 ounce bottles that have
They
been,
cut the top off.
somebody working with glass
Mhm.
cuts off the top and makes them into a glass.
Oh, that's
Now,
cool.
Now, Jason, let me ask you: was
Yeah.
that in your one find?
No,
That wasn't in your find.
nope, that was a offer up find.
Okay. Well, let me talk about your find because you know what I'm talking
Please.
about.
I
Hold on, my
definitely
dog.
do. He's
So-
beautiful. I want one.
Jason happened to, if I remember the story correct, you saw an ad online that like a pawn shop had like a case or something with a Dr. Pepper item. And if I remember correctly, you drove like over an hour to get to this place.
It wasn't that far. No.
Okay. Well, it seemed
was
like it in
lucky.
my memory.
No.
But you drove. It wasn't a short drive though, right? It was.
It was
Oh, was it?
probably 20 minutes. I mean, it really was not bad.
Oh, okay, I was thinking it was farther than that. But
No.
anyway, he drove to this place to look at this chest and thinking it's just a Dr. Pepper chest. Opens it up, and inside is just all kinds of Dr. Pepper stuff. Is that where you got the patches?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that story too in a second. But so I love Jason, man. We've been friends on Facebook. We've been talking about this stuff for a while. And he's going through all this stuff, and he's saying like, "Hey, I have these things for sale. If anybody in the Dr. Pepper pack wants them, that's cool." And so when we met at the Waco Museum, we were talking about our collections, and we were all being energetic. And my wife's like, "Okay, my husband's not the only one that's crazy." And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Hey, let me show you this Zach here." And he showing me pictures on his phone of items. He's like, "Do you know what any of this stuff is?" And I'm going through there, and it's like the light of heaven shone down upon his phone, and the Lord sent the choir of angels to go, because I was able to get one of the Pepper Cadet pens that they sold a long time ago. They gave them to kids and stuff, but I didn't have a card to go with it. And Dario, I've been asking him to send me a copy of his card, and he kept getting busy, which I understand. I'm a teacher. I know that life. But just never got one. Well, I just happened to see this card in the picture, and I was like, Jason, do you know what that is? He's like, no idea. I was like, that's the card that goes with the Pepper Cadet button. I was like, do you still have that? He's like, yeah, probably somewhere. I was like, can I please buy that from you? He goes, no. I was like, Jason, please, can I buy? He's like, no, I'll give it to you. And I just wanted to cry happy tears and give him a hug. And I don't even like hugging people, but I was just like, you're so awesome. And then so he sent me this little package. I'll cover up my address. And I like this little nickname he gave me. He called me Zach 23 Bowman.
Duh.
I like that in there.
Yeah, duh.
And I was like, sweet. And he did such a good job. He put cardboard here and a cardboard over it, and then Ziploc bag. Or I had the Ziploc, but I have since added my Pepper Cadet pen
Yeah, let me see it.
to the Pepper Cadet card.
Looks great.
That's
Looks
cool.
great.
And so I told Jason he's my new favorite over Dario.
Yep.
Or actually, he's my new second because Josh. I mean, you and I run this, so it's cool.
I was going to say,
That
this is about to
was
get
a
real
given.
awkward.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. Now it got real awkward.
Oh, snap.
Hey, Josh, how's it going?
Oh man.
Oh, it's all right. We're having fun. But
Oh, no.
Are we? Are we really?
we are. But
Okay.
Yeah. So
So-
in the trunk at the pawn shop, they just put like 3 pictures on offer up, and I was like, well, I'll go and look and see what it is. It was full of bottles, cans, pens,
a bunch
pins.
of randoms.
Um, the most random items I've ever seen in my life, all in this trunk. And I just bought the whole
And
trunk.
all Dr. Pepper related too, right?
All of it, yes. So obviously
That's awesome.
somebody, a collector, had gone and taken it in and pawned it, and they wanted to sell it as a whole, which I did. I bought the whole thing.
Mhm.
It came with Joni and Chachi cups from the 70s from Happy Days.
Jordy loves Chachi.
Nice.
Yeah. Which most people won't know, but that's fine. And also a
Monday,
Star Trek:
Tuesday,
The Next
Pepper Days.
Generation.
Thursday, Friday, Pepper Day. We need to
Yep.
change that to make a Dr. Pepper song.
That's clever, yeah.
Now,
So I got a
I
lot
was-
of great stuff.
I was say this has a name on here. It's Ada Hiller of Navasota, Texas. So if anybody knows who this is and if she's still around, I know that sounds bad to say, or if there's anyone family, Ada Hiller, I would love to chat with you, hear the story behind how you got this, if you remember it, and all that kind of fun history of this. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But then yes, Jason also has a million little Dr. Pepper patches.
Yeah, so
Right?
anybody listening or watching who didn't get one of these, I just ask that you pay me $1 and I'll mail it to you. It is
And that covers the shipping.
yeah, it's really small. I was in Chicago, and I went into a store, and they had these bins of patches, and so I just start digging through names and Toyota from obviously Workman's patches and things like that, and
Names and Toyota.
people's names. I mean,
Yeah,
like
I know.
Wayne and random. So I got a Jason
Beatrice.
badge, no Beatrice that I remember, but
That's
you know.
unfortunate.
anyway, I cleaned out these bins because they were filthy. They had all the remnants of gross. Anyway, because I went through these, I think there were 3 of them. I just went through all of them because now, once I found one of these, I was like, well, I want more than one. And so then I went through all the patches. I sat on the floor in this place, made a horrible mess. They
I
brought
love
a
your
vacuum
dedication.
out. They brought a vacuum out and cleaned it. I mean, I asked them to. I said I would do it. They gave me all of these patches. There was probably 100 because I cleaned up. I organized the bins a little bit, and I bought other patches that were in there, but they gave me these. So anyway, if you want, reach out to me. I'd be happy to send you one. They're super cool. They're almost the size of a postage stamp. I have a whole bag of them. They're just fun.
And then just Jason, when he came to the museum for our podcast 1 year anniversary, was wearing his Dr. Pepper maroon shorts, his Dr. Pepper socks, Dr. Pepper shoes, Dr. Pepper shirt and jacket. And he's walking through the museum, just pulling these patches out of his pocket. Go, here you go. Would you like a patch? Would you like a patch? And these people are like, is this like Mr. Dr. Pepper himself? And I was
Right.
like, yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Being the ambassador that you are.
Yeah, I mean, I tricked out. I mean, once upon a time I found this hat, right? It's a fitted hat, like a flex fit hat, right? It says I'm a pepper on the back. I wore it so much that I found another one and bought it so that I could keep it like stored away and wear just one because I love the
Well,
hat.
when you find a third, let me know because I need
Okay.
one of those.
But then I go on a trip and I get,
The cream soda.
cream soda hat. I found this one.
I've seen
That's
that.
Cool.
That's from the Pick Your Pepper bottles. They made one like that, I think.
And then I made this hat with one of the patches that we got in our welcome kit. I just
Nice.
ironed it onto a blank hat that I really liked. And then another Pick Your Pepper one that I found,
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
right?
I like that.
An old-timey looking one. It's not
Ooh.
old-timey, but, looking.
Yeah, old school logo.
One of the ones from the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got another one, a football one,
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's cool.
right? And then this one, which matches a T-shirt that I have, right? Another Pick Your Pepper,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? And then I have this gray one that's just on the side it says "Always one of a kind."
Oh,
And
that's
I
cool.
believe we chatted about that logo a few episodes ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, the logos or the different
Oh yeah,
themes and tags I love.
Yeah.
This is another one that I really like. It's navy blue with the
I
bottle.
like that 1024
Right.
logo.
This one here, the back says, "Be you, do what you do."
And I drink Dr. Pepper.
Exactly. Here's another one
Man,
that matches.
you're giving me hat envy over here.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm not a
I've got
hat
this
person.
one right here, right?
Oh,
Then I
that's
made this one as well,
With
cool.
your patch.
Ooh.
with the other patch.
Mm.
This is one of my favorites. I think I got it at the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just two more. This old timey, cool one.
Ooh, I like that one.
I actually just got one of those.
It's the trucker hat you see on the side. The old whatever 60s.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
stripes.
But Pick Your Pepper.
I don't know if mine has that. I remember.
Oh, and then the king of all beverages.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are my hats. Yeah.
Those are beautiful hats.
I wear a lot of hats because when you get to a certain age and you start losing your hair, and you hate everything about your life, you cover it.
Except the Dr. Pepper part.
What? No. Well, of course, I shouldn't have said everything because the Dr. Pepper makes life excellent. Because I don't drink. I drink Dr. Pepper.
Right there with you.
So
I'm
Well,
old and I'm
and there's another thing that you're also a part of, whether you knew this or not. You're part of the Dr. Pepper Boys. You do remember this, right?
the Dr. Pepper police. Is that what you said?
No, the
Dr.
Dr.
Pepper
Pepper
Boys.
Boys.
we are an official Dr. Pepper band. We
Oh,
have
yes.
a cover album. Here it is. What's
Yeah.
up?
23 dropping some Dr. Pepper pack signs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so there's my
We got
Dr. Pepper
23 flavors coming right at you.
my windbreaker. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you
So
guys have
this is one of my absolute favorite pictures that we have from that day after the 1 year special. So much it's actually my current cover photo on my personal Facebook because I love it so much.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So when Dr. Pepper wants to sponsor our official album and send us on tour, this will be the album cover.
Absolutely.
They might send us very far away for the door.
What are you talking about? We're
The
gonna
Lord
lip
bless me
sync
with
the
many
whole.
skills.
No. We're gonna
Singing
lip
is
sync
not one
the
of them.
whole thing.
Well, somebody has to play the drums and the guitar. I went to school to be an actor. I can do the singing.
I just drink Dr. Pepper.
That's
I'll
fine.
let Little Sweet sing it.
Can you
Someone's
run
gotta
the
be a bitch
soundboard
woman.
or something?
Say it again.
Can you run the soundboard in the?
Oh
you know,
yeah, that's
in
what I
the-
do at my church. I run the computer screen and
There
everything.
you go. There you go.
You ever
There you
seen
go.
one of these?
Yeah, I have a couple of them. Are they the bank ones or are they actually a can?
It's a radio.
Oh, okay. I have a radio,
Ooh,
not
he
that
just
size. I have a
showed you
smaller one. I have one that's a little bit taller. It's like the size of a phone, the old school phones.
Yeah, I mean it's the size of a can.
Zach, did you seriously say old school phone?
Well, no, it's like
Ah,
it's like this tall.
Yeah.
It's like one of the ones that you have to hold up to your ear this way with the
Right.
plug-in.
oh. Jason, I don't know about you, but he just made me feel really old.
Well, was I born before you, Josh?
Jason,
Sorry.
Josh is really old.
I was born in the 70s. Were you born in the 70s?
I was early 80s.
So I beat you. So I'm even older than you, and so there's no.
More refined.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Because I don't want to use
Extra caffeinated.
You're only as old as you feel, which means I probably died 6 years ago.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper, then, right? I was going to say then you're 12 because you're just so energetic. But I like that.
I don't feel the age that I am.
That's a cool button. I need to get
I got a lot of buttons.
Do you have one of the misunderstood button, America's most understood beverage?
I do not.
I found one on eBay. It's about 2-3
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah.
I
Just
like
what the
that one
guy
too.
quoted, which matches my.
You're
I mean,
button back
from
there.
the phrase.
Yep.
So what had been some of the highlights for you since being in the Pepper Pack? If you had to narrow it down to, we'll say 3.
I did a live stream when I got my Pepper Pack box, and that was a big highlight because I didn't know what was in there. I knew other people who had got theirs and had posted about it, and the T-shirt with my name stitched or ironed on the back. That was when I had to change my pants. I was like, "This is amazing! This is ridiculous!" Like, I'm not being paid for this, but I'm eschewing so much love. I think that's the right use of that word. Maybe eschewing is pushing away, so that might not be right. I am effusive with my love of Dr. Pepper, regardless of whether you, Dr. Pepper, acknowledge it or not. So I'm going to post about it. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to buy stuff. Now, of course, they know what they're doing. Now that they put me in the Pepper Pack, I've bought more Dr. Pepper stuff and have got more people to buy Dr. Pepper drink and stuff than anybody else. So, it's fine.
Oh, wow.
That's the number one, was getting that box because it was the box is sitting over there. I keep my Dr. Pepper smaller items in there. And that was just a huge, silly thing.
Yeah. Like, I remember when they sent me the email that said, "You're part of the Pepper Pack. We have something special coming your way." I was thinking, oh, they're going to send me a card or like one item, but just the box itself and then the tissue paper and everything is just.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Shut up! This is so awesome."
Well, all you have to
who I am
is send me stickers, and I'll be like, "You send me stickers!" But they gave so much more than stickers. Patches, as you know, and the shirt. Pins. Yeah. So prized possessions, I must say. Another time I was working at a grocery store because I went to school to be an actor, which means I've done every conceivable job outside of being an actor. So I worked at a grocery store, and people were walking by while I was doing stocking and stuff, and there was a pile of Dr. Pepper here on this stack, and I sort of encouraged them. They looked at it, and I was like, "Hey, if you drink diet, that's what it was, Diet Dr. Pepper. This is a great price for it. I'm just saying." And I was like, "I'm a member of the Pepper Pack. That is a real thing."
I know.
So they had grabbed one, and then they grabbed another one.
Nice.
So I was like, "Yep."
I love when I tell people I'm a part of the Pepper Pack. Like, what the heck is that? I'm like, easy now. We're the official ambassadors to Dr. Pepper. Like, that's not a real thing. And I pull them on and show photos like, what have I done with my life? And I was like, I don't know, but you need to start drinking Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm naturally persuasive, and no one's ever said that's not a real thing. When I say it with such confidence and authority. They're like, "Wow, that's amazing." And they just go on their way enlightened and with a joy in their step.
Now, I love how you said when you worked in the grocery store, 'cause I worked in a grocery store and I was a front end supervisor. So I didn't stock shelves, but we always had the weekly rotation. They rotate the different products. But whenever Dr. Pepper was up front, I would walk around with 12 packs, and people would be walking ready to check. I'm like, "You ready to check out?" And I drop a 12 pack in their cart, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't see any Dr. Pepper, and I knew you needed some, and I wanted to make sure you got home with it." And like most of the time, people give me these looks, but every now and then you get somebody like, "Yeah, go grab me another one. I want some more." And I was like, "Yes,
absolutely." And that's pre-Pepper Pack for you?
Oh yeah.
See,
Oh,
so
that was part of like my thing that I told them on my application. Like, how do you promote it? I was like, I was a teacher and I worked in a grocery store, and I was like, I tell all my students about Dr. Pepper. Working in a grocery store, when I'm checking out people on the grocery stand or whatever, check stand, you have to ask them how they're doing. They found everything all right, and they're like, "Yeah, I did." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And like, "I think so." I'm like, "I don't see any Dr. Pepper. You better go back and get some more." Or they get a different product, and as I scan it, I was like, "Oh," like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I thought you said you found everything all right." Like, I did. I was like, "No, this is not good. You need Dr. Pepper." And I just make people like what? Oh, every now and then I got some people to go back and switch.
That's good. That's the power of influence.
It's the power of the pepper.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
So, another big question. If Dr. Pepper approached you and said, we want you to create a campaign for Pepper Pack members to spread the love and passion of Dr. Pepper, what would you do?
Dating game. Oh, sorry. That's the other show.
I would
Not for me. It's to help people.
I'm like, this, do we need to talk off air?
No.
I'm the one who's brutally single, and you both are married. So stop.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's creating the dating game.
There you go. No, my first
Pepper.
thought was bring all the Pepper Pack members together, Zoom or otherwise, and do teach an improv class. The reason I say that is every job that I've ever had, which is hundreds really, they want you to be able to be on, free on your feet. It's not about improv comedy. It's about
thinking on your feet.
Thinking on your feet, being comfortable talking and being, fun, basically. So I would want to teach an improv class because the way that I can sell Dr. Pepper the easiest to people is by being free-flowing and good with talking to people. And because that's something a lot of people don't, they find it scary.
Just fitting it into conversation naturally.
Yes. Or just how to be yourself about it. Because that's the reason why we are members of the Pepper Pack anyway. It's one thing if you just like Dr. Pepper, and that's what you will always get when you go to the restaurants that have it. And if they have the other drinks that are, evil spawns of Satan, then you wouldn't get them. You'd reject them in the name of the Lord. But you're not nuts about it. You don't buy T-shirts about it. You don't paint your house the color of it. You don't collect items of it. You're not that obsessive.
You don't publicly say to Dr. Pepper that you're willing to get a tattoo of, the king of all beverages on your back if Dr. Pepper, funds the travel and gets a world-class artist.
That's what you would do?
We would do.
We've said that if Dr. Pepper flew us down to Texas and got a world-class artist, that we would get the king of all beverages with the lion as a full back piece.
Okay. I can't go with you on that because I'm averse to pain, but I would
What if we knock you out and sedate you?
Well, I mean, that would be probably a crime, but
and tattoo artists wouldn't tattoo him. There's that.
I would do the number. I would do the number 3.
What if he sedated himself?
Or the 10-2-4.
Yeah.
Well, I think I told you guys when we were together that this circular Dr. Pepper logo is my favorite.
Oh, so that'd be the one.
So I would get that.
Yeah.
Right on your forehead.
Sure. Or that.
No, I would.
With the line.
Zach, you're killing me. So, I think that's a great idea because I think, and I don't want to say that every member of the Pepper Pack is so over the top,
right?
But I do feel that there are some who would benefit from something like that to just help them be more comfortable to explain why they love Dr. Pepper. And then that's a skill that they could take elsewhere. Anywhere.
Exactly. And it
would be good for life.
Absolutely.
Another
yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in the Pepper Pack for a reason. Because we've surpassed a level of passion and enjoyment of the product that we should be able to sell it very easily to anyone. Even though it's not about sales as much as just, if you know me well, you know the things that I love and you know the things that I hate, because there's no real middle ground, because my mom made that prayer years ago. And it just, so it's Jim Carrey, Phantom of the Opera, Dr. Pepper, In-N-Out Burger.
What a
Toy
commercial
Story.
that would be.
Oh, man.
Jim
So
Carrey
Jason
to the
and
opera.
Jim.
Well,
No. So it would be Jim Carrey and Jason sitting at a table at In-N-Out.
Yep.
Enjoying a double and a Dr. Pepper.
I do protein style
while
just
watching-
because it would be something different.
See, I'm a 3x3 spread only.
That's fine. I would throw up, but that's just too much food for me. It's too much.
You know, it would be, you know, or telling jokes, but like a joke telling contest between you and Jim Carrey. You drink Dr. Pepper, and whoever loses.
Sure.
Ooh, that would be such
all
a
I would do
fun
is
video. I want to be a part of it.
let me show you something. If you know what Fire Marshal Bill is from In Living Color in the 90s, that's a fun Jim Carrey character. So we could do, there's all kinds of things we could do.
Riddler was my favorite.
Batman Forever came out June 16th of 1996.
Look at this movie buff go, man.
I know. It. Well, and you know what? His version of Riddler was modeled after the great Frank Gorshin.
The original, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch that TV show. But yeah, Jim's a nutcase. So we'd have a lot of fun climbing on a table at In-N-Out, talking about Dr. Pepper, but who knows?
I climbed on a table to throw away a competitor flag or a competitor's umbrella one time. That's why I'm not allowed to back in Oklahoma.
So that would make the drive. I'm sure that made the drive back to Kansas awkward.
Shh. We couldn't stop.
There are other
Just
reasons
keep driving,
not to
just
stop
keep
in
driving.
Oklahoma.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm still envisioning how that commercial would go with you and Jim Carrey, or Jim going animal style on the animal style fries.
Yeah. Ace Ventura type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then, that kind of thing.
Well, just on the dime, just got it.
Yeah, well, I know everything about it, so I mean, I get obsessive. He was born January 17th, 1962. He's a Capricorn. He's the youngest of 5 children. He was born in Toronto, Ontario.
Left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
How many toes on his right foot?
5.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, he's got all his digits. I met him once.
Did he know you met him?
How was
Or
it?
like, did you sneak into his room?
No. I went to a screening of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in LA, which he attended. He came out afterwards. I knew he was going to be there so that I could have deep breaths and have an oxygen tank next to me in case of palpitations. I really did go a little bit cuckoo because there's just nothing you can do when there is the thing that has been on your wall, covering your wall, is then present in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
There's
there's
a disconnect that your brain cannot process. So real quick, he comes out, he's introduced, I stand up. We've just watched this movie where he's absolutely brilliant in this movie, and he's the only actor from the movie that's there at this event. So he's announced, he comes out, I stand up, I'm clapping. Of course, I'm in the front row because I got there so early, and I'm, it's fine. I turn around, and no one else is standing. They're clapping, but no one else is clapping or standing. And Jim Carrey on the microphone points at me and says, "That's my cousin right there." And I was like, "And I'm dead."
You're like, and in my hands, I'm.
And scene. Jason's dead. So yeah, and I got to talk to him because I got to ask him a question. Yeah. So I like things that I like, and then I learn everything I can about them, and have the information, and have posters and all the thing, so it fits.
Yeah. That's awesome. I know about that disconnect. I've had that happen when I met Adam West, when I met Stan Lee.
Oh wow!
And he patted my shoulder and said, "Thank you, young man. I know that dead feeling like." Oh.
Is that why you like froze and almost fell over when I came and put my arm around you at the hotel lobby when we first met?
No, that was called constipation.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's funny. Austin St. John from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. When I met him.
Okay, that one is okay.
And when I got to sit in the 1966 Batmobile.
Nice.
So I get it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. Yeah, that too. Every time you open it up and you're just like, oh.
I literally am. I'm just like, oh.
It is a good feeling. I
perfectly
agree.
Chilled can.
Yeah.
Yum. Actually, being at the museum. Being at the museum.
And going behind the scenes. Oh.
Had that same feel.
Okay, we can stop talking about that. It's just jealousy.
Zach, you hurt his feelings.
No. I just that would be unbelievable. Yeah. Just to see the because I love history in general. Mm-hmm. I love going to state capitals. I love the office of the presidency. So I love learning about presidents. And so to be able to go back and see the things and the archives and all the things that just want to see it and just soak it up.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to they had this wall of all their art, what's the word I'm looking for? All their art graphics and stuff from the different ads throughout time, but they were in like file cabinets and we weren't allowed to like pull them open just because of the light sensitivity and stuff. But I'm like, I just want to look at them and take pictures, but they wouldn't let us take pictures or anything.
I even suggested that we strap Zach to a dolly in a straitjacket, have the Hannibal Lecter mask, and then wheel him around.
You insisted. You didn't just suggest. You're like, we need to do something.
Saran wrap on a dolly.
For good reason.
You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
So to kind of bringing it to a close here. Since you've been to the museum a number of times, what has been your favorite aspect of the museum? Like what have you enjoyed the most of it? Since that's where we also got to meet you in person.
Sure. I love that this is where it began.
Excuse me.
I love the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Disneyland and in California, meaning the place where Walt walked. And to be able to walk on the same bricks, and I'm not
the Dr. Pepper teacher walked.
It is similar. It is similar. But to be in that place, I'm not trying to deify it, but just the thing that you enjoy and something that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like if I went to the Holy Land in Israel and went to places I haven't been, but if I went, it would be overwhelming because if you put yourself in the spot, if this thing means something to you and you're in the same spot as this thing or this person, like it's cool. Mm. So I love the history of the museum, that's where it started. But specifically the items in the museum, I love the artwork, the old posters that are up in that room, the old ads and things. I just think they're so cool because of the history. Oh, the commercials were really great. The commercial room.
Yes.
Seeing them play over and over the different commercials. I love that. So,
yeah.
But I also, real quick, I got to go to the factory in Dublin, Texas. I'm just naming the town. Mm-hmm. I got to go to the factory there when it was operating. This is years ago, and go on a tour watching them do it and them saying, when we put the ingredients in the bottle gets spun upside down and then put back, and the ingredients never separate after that. They mix and there's not. Anyway, so I enjoyed that part because I wanted to see things get made, and obviously at the museum in Waco, they don't make Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just enjoyable to learn and soak it up.
All right, Dr. Pepper Museum. If you're watching, I give my seal of approval. Hire Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I have a degree, a bachelor's degree in communications and theater, and I've worked at Disneyland and had many compliments. And so, yeah, they're not.
And he met Jim Carrey. I mean, come on.
Seriously.
He hung out with us at the museum.
That's true.
That's true.
I mean, that in itself,
if we're going in order.
Yeah.
Worked at Disneyland, met Jim Carrey, met you guys at the museum. Oh, man.
Stop.
Stop it.
And by stop, I mean keep going.
Yeah.
This is why we have to record this show multiple states away, because, I mean, Zach's ego just kidding.
Yeah.
We love Zach.
One last thing.
Ooh.
I need to get one of those.
I was on tour with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical, a couple years ago. I was in Dayton, Ohio. I was just walking through and went to a thrift store pawn shop, and
Shut your mouth.
they had this. I actually asked them, "Do you have any Dr. Pepper stuff?" They're like, "Well, we just got this thermometer in, but it's in the back." I was like, "I'd like to see it. I don't have any of those."
Go get it.
And so they did, and I was like, I don't know, should I? Because I have to travel with this for 8 weeks while I'm on tour, and it's it's got mercury in it. It's a working thermometer, but it's metal.
Yeah.
It's old. It is not a reproduction. It's from probably
That's
the
beautiful.
60s. I paid $85. I thought that was fair.
That is a good deal. I see those go for 200 plus.
Yeah. So anyway, that's something I really enjoy having.
I got to get one of those.
Love it. Love it. Well, Jason, we definitely appreciate you coming onto the show. It was a blast to be able to chat with you again. I do miss your face in person, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. You're always welcome to come to Waco. You've got a place to stay if you need it.
Duly noted. Awesome. Where can our listeners and fans
23 boys
find you, follow you?
Instagram at the Jason Hammond Show. That's at the Jason Hammond show, as in the Truman Show, because Jim Carrey, duh. Anyway.
And if you didn't catch that and you're listening, check out the YouTube, because he's got it typed out as his name.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure to put links to all of your stuff in the description.
Cool.
And so definitely everyone watching, go check that out. And then, as always, if you want to sponsor an episode of the Pepper Pack podcast, head over to our YouTube channel, where Zach, right there,
This guy,
put an awesome video together that explains everything about how to do that. If you want to pick up our awesome merch, head over to redbubble.com and search for the Pepper Pack podcast. It all helps the show, and we definitely appreciate it. But Zach,
Josh, it always is. Jason, appreciate you.
and
it was great chatting with you.
You guys too.
Always.
Appreciate you.
Oh, stop.
See, I'm getting good at the directions.
Yeah, I know. I practiced that.
There, Zach, you there. So, but
there's a story of a balding old man who loves Dr. Pepper and Phantom of the Opera.
And his friend has a beard and drinks
And
just
he's
as
a
much
teacher and looks like Josh Groban. You do.
The Pepper Pack. The Pepper Pack.
Oh,
They drink it all day in the Pepper Pack.
Make it stop.
I lost the rhythm there, but that's okay.
That's fine.
And on that note, Zach, I'm going to hand it off to
Josh,
you, good friend.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you watching. Please share, like, comment, give us ideas. Tell us what you want to see. If you want us to bring Jason back on and have more fun singing songs, we could do that. Do some improv with him. We need to do like a live episode with Jason where we have people to do some improv. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But check us out. We'll have more episodes coming up. And yeah, thank you, and we will drink with you guys next time.